Your Excellencies, President of the Republic of Cyprus, Mr. Nikos Christodoulides. Former President of the Republic, Mr. Nikos Anastasiades. Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the American University of Beirut, Mr. Khoury. Actually, Dr. Khoury. Members of the AUB Board of Trustees, President Fadlo R. Mayor Pafos Phedonas Phedonos. Ministers and members of the Parliament of the Republic of Cyprus. Senior Vice President Imad Baalbaki. Founding Rector of the American University of Beirut Mediterraneo, Dr. Wasim Al-Haj. Provost Zahir Dawi, VP Jaber, Deans, the President of the Cyprus Alumni Chapter, AUB in Cyprus, Mrs. Eliza Markidou. President of AUB, Mr. Abdallah Darwish. Please stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Cyprus.
Now it is the first read.
Please remain standing for the AUB alma mater. My name is Salma Waida. I'm Associate Vice President at AUB. I'm honored to be the MC for this historic event when we celebrate the laying of the foundation stone of the first twin campus of the American University of Beirut outside Lebanon. We will also soon be burying a time capsule at the base of the foundation stone with items documenting this historic occasion, something that our university has done to mark other historic occasions in our storied history, most notably the laying of the cornerstone of the iconic College Hall building on the AUB campus in Beirut, which was originally constructed in 1871, more than 155 years ago. After the laying of the foundation stone, there will be a reception that will conclude today's ceremony. I want to just say a few words about AUB and what led to this momentous occasion. The American University of Beirut was established in 1866 in Beirut, Lebanon. It bases its educational philosophy, standards, and practices on the American liberal arts model of higher education. A teaching-centered research university, AUB encourages freedom of thought and expression and seeks to graduate men and women committed to creative and critical thinking, lifelong learning, personal integrity, civic responsibility, and leadership. To better serve the people of Lebanon, the region, and the global South, the American University of Beirut is becoming a more global, diverse, and inclusive university. The establishment of the American University of Beirut Mediterraneo is part of AUB's Global Vital 2030 strategic vision, which was approved by the Board of Trustees of the American University of Beirut in June 2020 to ensure AUB's future success, relevance, and sustainability for generations to come. Our first speaker today is the President of the American University of Beirut, Dr. Fadlo Khoury. He is the 16th President of AUB, a position he has held since September 2015. A renowned oncologist and educator, Dr. Khoury has been a strong and inspiring leader for our university throughout his tenure, which has been a time of great achievement and accomplishment and numerous unprecedented challenges that the region and indeed the entire world have been facing. President Khoury, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Associate Vice President. Short introduction, Sir. By the way, when you were talking about the time capsule, last night as it was going off, I was thinking of burning my cell phone in the time capsule. Your Excellencies, President Christodoulides, former President Anastasiades, our dear friend Mayor Phedonos, governors of the cities of Amman, Athens, Beirut, Bethlehem, Pafos, and Thessaloniki, fellow university presidents, trustees, alumni, friends, ladies and gentlemen. We're gathered today to lay the foundation stone for the American University of Beirut Mediterraneo. Fittingly in Pafos, the beautiful, culturally vibrant, year-round UNESCO heritage city with a long and rich history of fostering learning. We've worked for, I would say, less than 3 years, but this follows a mere 14 months after we signed the initial agreement with the municipality of Pafos to launch this project. This is less than 3 years after Mayor President Fadlo R of Pafos first made contact on November 1, 2020. I suspect you will tell you the history of that contact. This fall, we will admit our first undergraduate and graduate class to this university, having named an outstanding rector in Professor Wasim El-Haj, 3 excellent deans in Salah Sadiq, Malik Tabbal, and Alandal. We have already initiated the recruitment of faculty and staff as well as students. In fact, in 3 weeks, I believe we have close to 500 applications, which is a faster pace than we usually see in Beirut. However, Beirut is doing just fine. We have our best recruitment class in the last 5 years. In early May of this year, we launched our first academic activity in Pafos when we held the executive MBA session at the Pafos Innovation Center, where our first classes will start this fall and continue for the academic year. By January 2024, the first 2 phases of building for AUB Mediterraneo will have been completed thanks to the remarkable work of Dar al-Handasa, led by Trustee Talal al-Shair and our friend and graduate Marwan Brusli, Andreas Ioannou Architects, Michel Abinader, man, and Atlas Pantou, who have all worked hand in hand with one another and with our administration, led by Rector Wasim El-Haj and Senior Vice President of Advancement, Imad Balbaki. How have we managed this? Are we going too quickly? And are these shovels that you will see, and we will present one to His Excellency the President, are they a bit premature? The great American inventor, writer, freedom fighter, and philosopher Benjamin Franklin once wrote, "He that can have patience can have what he will. He that can have patience can have what he will." Unfortunately for me, and possibly for AUB, Mr. Chair, I was born with very little patience, and I have even less these days. In fact, as trustee Frank Wisner remarked, and Mayor Phedonos, I finally met an individual whose naturally impatient temperament perhaps trumps my own. That is one of the bases for why we have worked well together, but hardly the most critical reason for our collaboration and our insistence on maintaining the highest standards while pushing this relentless and punishing pace. The conditions of the nation states of the Eastern Mediterranean, Middle East, North Africa cannot allow for infinite patience. They instead require stamina and determination, which are not the same things as patience. We will also require wisdom, foresight, courage, and yes, agape, the word the ancient Greeks used for love of mankind, love of one's brother man and sister woman. I draw the recent history of the Eastern Mediterranean and the Arab world as recent generations have experienced them, with a focus on the nation states represented here today, as they have long been a major source of the students, faculty, and leaders of the American University of Beirut. By the middle of the 20th century, shortly after the Second World War, the intellectual cultures of the Eastern Mediterranean were thriving, and the economies were starting to gather pace. Prior to the nationalization of its industries, Egypt had the fourth largest economy, stretching from Great Britain to India. It was more than the vast majority of European powers. Greece had begun to emerge from its war wounds to substantially increase production. While Lebanese and Palestinian industries never got the chance to take off for very different reasons, the Lebanese economy was booming, and national pride was stirring in all these communities, culminating in the last French troops leaving Lebanon and Syria in 1946, Jordan gaining its independence as a constitutional monarchy, and the last British troops abandoning Cyprus in 1960. Momentum for self-determination and self-rule by the peoples of the Eastern Mediterranean was evident, and there is universal empathy for the plight of the Palestinians and their national aspirations being frustrated by the last colonialist project in the region. A sense of opportunity seemed to spread by the day after more than 4 decades of Ottoman dominance of the region. What is beyond debate is the flowering of intellectual thought and the expanding role of the university during the ages of modern Mediterranean culture. Art, poetry, music, science, and literature flowed from street to the college and back. Mahmoud Darwish, Kyriakos Karalambidis, Nizar Qabbani, Said Aql, and others built on the late 19th and early 20th century giants such as Greece's Constantine Kafavi, Egypt's Taha Hussein, Lebanon's Gibran Khalil Gibran, and others. Greek and Arab Mediterranean music spread the world over as Kulthum blazed a global trail that would later be expanded by the likes of Fairuz and Nana Khoury. The interconnection of the Mediterranean cities was taken for granted, as was their cultural and religious diversity, with thriving Greek and Jewish cultures and communities in Egypt playing a fundamental role in the culture of the Mediterranean city of Alexandria. And the university which attracted the most diverse, intellectually curious, and financially and scientifically creative group of students was none other than the American University of Beirut. As the university's golden era extended from the early 1920s all the way to the mid-1970s, a half-century of excellence, impact, confidence, and creativity. Cyprus has long been a major part of our university's history. The best and brightest Cypriots long sought the universities of Greece, Britain, and Lebanon for their college education, including the president's parents and family, with the American University of Beirut among the destinations of choice for generation after generation of Cypriots. Until the worsening violence of the seemingly endless Lebanese civil war finally ended that practice by the late 1980s. Now, AUB is back to serve the people of Cyprus in one of their most historic cities, one where St. Paul baptized the first Christians beyond the Levant, here in Pafos. Fast forward to today. The region is dotted with nations facing enormous social, political, economic, and intellectual challenges to their social contract and the future viability of their economies and societies. One cannot but bleed in watching the state of Syria today a nation destroyed after the most brutal civil war in memory. Our region's signature academic institutions, previously so visible and robust in their drive to create greater opportunities and sustainable solutions to long-term socioeconomic challenges, have largely followed the global trend for academic institutions to pull back from public life and hide behind their nicely manicured walls. In societies where there is a search for education and there is still a strong sense of hope and possibility, this is not acceptable. It is imperative for universities to actively nourish that hope for a better, more inclusive tomorrow for all. We are not just a set of ivory towers watching the action from a distance. We have to be participants. Today, we take an important step in that direction. By laying the cornerstone, we intend to demolish the walls that separate peoples of this region from happier, more fulfilling futures in their homelands. While building a modern campus in harmony with that of our mothership in Beirut, thank you again, Dar and Talal, we maintain the foundational walls of the old Carib warehouses, anchoring ourselves in the history and culture of Cyprus and Pafos. In doing so, we and our sister Mediterranean universities, in a meeting organized by the mayor yesterday, unapologetically assumed the responsibilities for social transformation that the great universities of the world have long shirked. And while we've had patience in planning and executing this essential part of our strategic plan through building our first ever twin campus in Cyprus, we do so with the conviction, determination, wisdom, and sense of purpose necessary to ensure that AUB Mediterraneo will faithfully serve the people of Cyprus, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, the Arab world, Greece, the Mediterranean countries, Egypt, and beyond, for no shorter a period of time than its older 157-year-old twin in Beirut has served those same peoples. While only posterity will judge if we have exercised boldness, wisdom, and persistence in equal measure, I would like to end with words of praise for the delicate balance between patience and pace, so critical for students who seek a transformational university experience. Our curriculum at AUB Mediterraneo will reflect not only our rich American liberal arts education and state-of-the-art technology-based training, but rather a uniquely intermixed Mediterranean and American ethos that comes with 157 years of acculturation. Our students will undertake a voyage of self-discovery once they enter the university gates, but those gates will be permeable to the community. This will require the necessary will and patience to obtain knowledge, self-awareness, empathy for the other, something that we have specialized at the American University of Beirut throughout our history, a sense of both local and global perspectives. These qualities were immortalized by the great Greek poet of the 20th century, Constantine Kafavi, a child of the Mediterranean, an Alexandrian Greek, or a Greek Alexandrian. I close by reading his poem Ithaca, a poem inspired in part by his own love of the Middle Sea, and now read all over the world. I'm not Sean Connery, but I'm going to give it a try. This is Ithaca by Constantine Kafavi. As you set out for Ithaca, hope your road is a long one, full of adventure, full of discovery. Lystrigonians, Cyclops, angry Poseidon, don't be afraid of them. You'll never find things like that on your way. As long as you keep your thoughts raised high, as long as a rare excitement stirs your spirit and your body. Lystrigonians, Cyclops, wild Poseidon, you won't encounter them unless you bring them alongside inside your soul, unless your soul sets them up in front of you. Hope your road is a long one. May there be many summer mornings when with what pleasure, what joy you enter harbors you're seeing for the first time. May you stop at Phoenician trading stations to buy fine things, mother of pearl and coral, amber and ebony, sensual perfume of every kind. As many sensual perfumes as you can, and may you visit many Egyptian, and I'll add Cypriot and Lebanese and Syrian cities to learn and go on learning from their scholars. Keep Ithaca always in your mind. Arriving there is what you're destined for. But don't hurry the journey at all. Better if it lasts for years, so you're old by the time you reach the island, wealthy with all you've gained on the way, not expecting Ithaca to make you rich. Ithaca gave you the marvelous journey. Without her, you wouldn't have set out. She has nothing left to give you now. And if you find her poor, Ithaca won't have fooled you. Wise as you will have become, so full of experience, you'll have understood by then what these Ithacas mean. I conclude by thanking President Christodoulides, former President Anastasiades, Mayor Phedonos, their administrations, and of course the people of Pafos and Cyprus for their heartwarming and sincere welcome and support, and most especially for their future stewardship of students on their journeys to their very own Ithacas. I thank you for your patience.
Thank you, President Khoury. Our next president is Mr. Phedonas Phedonos, the mayor of Pafos. The contribution of Mr. Phedonos to the establishment of AUB Mediterraneo in Pafos has been vital from the beginning. His vision for Pafos and also for his country and the entire region, and his strong determination to invest in education and innovation to benefit present and future generations align perfectly with AUB's vision and goals. The result is what we are celebrating today. Mr.
Good morning, everyone. We are in a way to Ithaca, but we have a lot to do. So we have a lot of work to implement in the next few months, in the next few years. Your Excellency, President of the Republic, President Nikos Anastasiades, President and member of the American University of Beirut Board of Trustees, AUB President, my dear friend Fadlo Khuri, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, it all happened very fast for a change. Back on November 1st, 2020, as Mr. Fadlo Khuri mentioned before, I emailed Fadlo Khuri a message, a friendship, letting him know how I came across information that AUB was looking into setting up a satellite university beyond Lebanon, and without hesitation, I expressed the municipality of Pafos' interest and put the city up as a candidate. Now I can say something. How I found this information? This information I received from the Mr. Kostasiakou. This is the first time I say. Mr. Kostasiakou was a director of the planning bureau in this period. There were frequent phone discussions and conference back and forth while AUB delegation visited Pafos on many occasions. Municipality officials visited the university in Beirut 3 times over this period. During the same time, President Khuri and myself held talks with President Anastasiades twice to promote this ambitious joint venture. 30 months on from that first contact, here we are. So much work went into this project, and the result of such a synergy is clear for all to see. And there is more. Our effort comes to an amazing summit on September 7th, both a summit and beginning as the first academic year of AUB in Cyprus will be officially launched. No other university operating on the island has managed to came all this way in just 30 months. This university complex will be completed by next October, and I think full at the end of this year with the furniture and all others. No exaggeration. This is an historic day, and it will go down as a landmark in yet another page of this small city's remarkable survival through time. No less than 2,300 years on these shores, from antiquity to modernity, and looking brightly at the future. Laying the foundation of such a university with glorious history and long-time traditions in such a small city is without doubt incomparable to anything Pafos has seen over this modern existence. I choose my words very carefully when I confess this to you. Taking the podium to address this ceremony, I felt in awe. Both as mayor and citizen of this city, I believe that everyone in this city is equally proud of this great achievement. Where education coexists with peace and democracy, there is social growth, prosperity, and progress. These three virtues are the ultimate winning combination. Education, peace, and democracy are entwined as interconnected and mutually reinforcing driving concepts of history. These are the things that really make me feel in awe as we finally sharing in the vision of what's really important, what the big picture would look like this city and this country. I am confident that in the coming decades, Cyprus will become a brilliant hub of a university education for the entire region. In the years to come, we must, by building effective cooperation networks, make the most of our geography and turn Cyprus into a hub where knowledge and university education will be disseminated freely and in synergy for the benefit of all. And let us not forget what happened yesterday, and it's important in the context of this critical moment in time. The establishment in Pafos of a unique network of 6 universities and 6 local authorities for 6 cities in equal countries of the Eastern Mediterranean and the Near East, Greece, Cyprus, Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, and Palestine. It is the first leap forward in our future plans and the most compelling proof of the endless possibilities out there and here. We will not cease working towards this goal. If we manage to raise the percentage of access of a university in our region by at least 15 percentages in the near future and promote excellence through top-tier education in the production chain of innovation and entrepreneurship, then we foresee conditions of peace and prosperity. We must reverse the brain drain. This mass outflow of good minds from our countries to Europe and America. It is not enough to establish the strength and level of their education, but we must create the necessary condition and opportunity for them to seek a professional career in their own countries. Without the incentive to stay, immigration is a lot closer these days. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Cyprus, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to address the distinguished member of American society and the distinguished personalities from Middle Eastern countries who make up the Board of Trustees of the American University of Beirut. Honored guests, I humbly and generously thank you for the trust you have shown in establishing AUB Mediterraneo in Pafos. We will not fail you, not in Pafos. Dear President Khoury and members of the board who are honoring us with your presence during such a great moment, time and history will record you as the determined and visionary founders of a new and existing academic institution. This is an enterprise that far exceeds the scope and influence of the country in which it is being established. From the depths of my heart, I can only honestly and simply say thank you, really, on behalf of the Municipal Council and the people of Pafos, for the trust you place in us with this endeavor. The local authority and society will be standing by you every step of the way. You are now one of us. Now you are one of us. AUB Mediterraneo became part of our new identity as a venture of great prospect between Cyprus, Lebanon, and United States. I will address President Fadlo in the same vein. Thank you, my friend. My love and gratitude goes out to you for your massive contribution in the realization of this shared vision. I was fortunate and honored to exchange ideas and future steps with a charismatic academic, a liberal intellectual, and a trailblazing leader. Considering the state's support imperative in the effort to develop and achieve the goal of the new university, I am certain, and I say this before you, Mr. President, that the government, well aware of how important our success is, will strongly support the work of AUB Mediterraneo with the determination, swiftness, and competence. AUB's successful long-time experience in running a school of medicine and nursing for more than a century. In the spirit of President Khoury's determination to create such a school in Pafos II, we launched a joint effort 14 months ago to implement this huge project. In September 2022, the government under the Nikos Anastasiades, the Ministry Cabinet, decision to allocate state land to Pafos, despite the obstacle is related to our strong will in forging ahead. Following all the legal procedure, it's possible that everything will be on track to implementation before the end of this year. I am addressing the President of the Republic and President Khoury in declaring the readiness of our municipality to speed up the process. Our goal is to lay the foundation stone of the medical and nursing school facilities in 15 months. But, President Christodoulides, this is where we need your help. The state must speedily activate the procedure on the expansion, renovation, and upgrading of the Pafos General Hospital so it can be turned into a promising high-quality university hospital in Pafos. Allow me a personal note. I feel such pride, I do. As a mayor of a small city, but blessed with a great history, I contribute to the establishment of the AUB Mediterraneo in Pafos. It is a fruit of a shared vision with our partners at AUB, a forever estate. Θα αποτελέσει τίμα νεσαΐ. Nothing of more important could be bestowed upon our city. May the establishment of this university just 200 meters from the walls of the ancient city be the beginning of a magnificent journey. We can do no less to be worthy of Pafos, standing as a community for 2,300 years, surviving whatever history brought upon these shores. I wish you the best. Let this be a long and prosperous road, Mr. Philip Fadlo Khoury and all other members of the Board of Trustees. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Chairman of the AUB Board of Trustees, Dr. Philip Khoury. Dr. Khoury has been a member of the Board of Trustees of the American University of Beirut since 1997 and has served as chairman since 2009. A distinguished historian, Dr. Khoury is the fourth international professor of history and associate provost at MIT in the United States. Dr. Khoury.
Excellencies, President of the Republic of Cyprus, Mr. Nikos Christodoulides, former President of the Republic, Mr. Nikos Anastasiades, and Mayor Phedonos. We're so grateful to you, really grateful. Ministers and members of Parliament of the Republic of Cyprus, our ambassadors here, our AUB trustees, our AUB alumni in Cyprus, and honored friends of the American University of Beirut. I'm thrilled with my colleagues to welcome you to the American University of Beirut's main campus in Pafos, Cyprus. The vibrant cultural, historical, and architectural significance of Cyprus, as well as its deep connection to the university through its 300-plus active alumni living on the island, makes it an ideal location for AUB to extend its reach and enrich the diversity of its student population. On September 6th, as the mayor just said, or maybe it's the 7th, after our 155 years, AUB will welcome students from Africa, the Middle East, and Europe to a new center of learning on the Mediterranean Sea. These students will not only study subjects as computer science, philosophy, politics, and economics, psychology, business, and industrial engineering, but also begin their journey to become more civic-minded, global citizens, and alumni and alumni of our vast and proud AUB family. In the coming years, we will expand our student population to 2,000, and together with its sister campus in Beirut, AUB Mediterraneo will engage in joint research projects, develop integrated approaches to integrate into education, and train students and professors across the region, thereby expanding not only our reach and impact, but the richness of that entire community. We are so enthusiastic, and words can't express that properly. You can see our excitement about being here today and again in September, and all that led up to this is so vital for the future of this region. It will work. It will succeed. I want to thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate embarking on this exciting new chapter, and we look forward to keeping you apprised of AUB Mediterraneo's developments here in this beautiful, historic city of Pafos. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman Khoury. Our next speaker is His Excellency President Nikos Christodoulides. The 8th and current President of the Republic of Cyprus previously served as Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2018 to 2022 and spokesman of the government from 2014 to 2018. Your honorable presence, Mr. President, is a testament to the support of your government and your personal support for AUB Mediterraneo and your strong belief in the important role that it will play benefiting the people of Pafos, of Cyprus, and of our region more broadly.
Distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, dear friends, and President Khoury allowed me, since I'm in my hometown, to call everybody friends. So it is with great pleasure that I participate in today's ceremony to lay the foundation stone of the American University of Beirut, Mediterraneo in Pafos. As very correctly mentioned before, today's event testifies to our commitment to promote academic excellence as well as our willingness to support regional synergies and cooperation. The opening of the American University of Beirut Mediterraneo creates new avenues of knowledge, innovation, and research. The university has a rich legacy, spanning over 157 years, and it has influenced the lives of thousands of students and contributed to the prosperity not only of Lebanon, but also nearby countries, including Cyprus. Through the establishment of the Pafos campus, it can contribute both to the education sector in Cyprus, while at the same time, it can serve in further reinforcing the strong bridge between Cyprus and Lebanon, and I acknowledge the presence of the Lebanese ambassador to Cyprus, by fostering deeper collaboration and friendship between our academic communities. Dear friends, the establishment of the American University of Beirut in Pafos is in full in line with our policy to establish Cyprus as a regional and international educational, technological, and research hub. In the context of the implementation of the governance program, we aim to promote Cyprus as an international, high-quality academic destination. At the same time, we are pursuing intergovernmental agreements for the mutual recognition of academic qualifications with the aim of internationalizing our higher education, while we systematically use the scientific potential of Cyprus universities for the formulation of development policies. Moreover, we promote partnerships and synergies between our universities, aiming to link research activities to the diverse challenge Cyprus is facing. We are pleased to see that higher education in Cyprus is making tremendous progress over the past few years. I would like to recognize here the presence and the significant work from President Anastasiades. Occasions like the one we experience today are giving new impetus to the efforts. Dear friends, I would like to express our deep appreciation to the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Khoury, the President of AUB, Khoury, and the other eminent members of the University Administration. I can assure you today that you can count on the support of the Government of the Republic of Cyprus. Congratulations to each and everyone who contributed in the realization of this endeavor. Of course, let me repeat, to President Anastasiades and the former government, the agreement was signed during his time, including, of course, the mayor and the municipality of Pafos. We pledge our support to ensure the success and growth of the American University of Beirut, Mediterraneo in Pafos. Together, we celebrate the opening of this prestigious university and embrace the countless opportunities it will bring. May this higher education institution be a beacon of knowledge, fostering a brighter future of our youth, our countries, and our region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for staying on stage. I would like to invite Dr. Fadlo Khoury, President Fadlo Khoury, and Chairman of the Board, Dr. Khoury, to present a trophy to President Christodoulides in deep appreciation of his strong support for the establishment of the American University of Beirut Mediterraneo. I would like now to invite former President Anastasiades and Mayor Phedonos to also join us to the left of the stage for the laying foundation stone for the American University of Beirut Mediterranean.